Here I've got the Samsung water-resistant cover for the Galaxy Buds Pro and the Galaxy Buds Live, which are what I have. The charging case for both of these has the same outer dimensions, so any case that will work with one will also work with the other. I will get to the unboxing, review, and dunk test of this shortly. Timestamps and links are in the description. They aren't affiliate links, so if you get something out of this video, please hit the like button and leave a comment. Before I get to this, I'm going to review the current case I have and kind of compare and contrast the two. The case I have currently is a Spigen case I got about 2 years ago. It's got a keyring hole that I use with a Nite Ize locking carabiner. The USB-C port cover didn't come with it, I got it separately. It obviously keeps the charging port clean and it's deep, so it stays in really well. The Spigen case protects it from drops and scratches, and it does let you charge it wirelessly. It's got a hole for the charging indicator light, cutout for the charging port. One of the few downsides is that if you plug it in, it doesn't open all the way, but it does open enough that it stays open. The Spigen case has always stayed on the charging case. I've never had a problem with it falling off. The only big problem is that if you drop this, the charging case opens and the earbuds fall out. That's something that hopefully the Samsung cover solves. I'm not going to do a review of the actual Galaxy Buds Live in this video, but if you want me to in another video, let me know in the comments. So the Spigen case is fairly easy to take off when you want it to. There it goes. As you can see, the charging case is pretty darn pristine. So the Spigen case has done a really good job of protecting it. However, I did want something that keeps them closed and is water resistant, and the only case that I found that does this is the Samsung water resistant cover. On to the main event. So you've obviously got your directions here. That's pretty straightforward. You've got a nice little carabiner. It's actually, I think that's metal. That's not too bad. I'm probably still going to use a Nite Ize carabiner, but that's one of the nicest carabiners that comes with a case that I've seen. As far as the case, it seems very nice. It's plastic, but it seems high quality. Yeah, it stays closed really well, but easy to open when you want it to. And in comparison with the Spigen case, got very similar footprint. The D-ring sticks out a little bit more, but there are pros and cons to that. And unfortunately, it does not have a cutout for the charging port. Again, positives and negatives. It does have a silicone piece at the bottom, which I'm assuming helps keep the watertight seal, as well as just extra drop protection, shock absorption. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm not a huge fan of clear cases. I wish it was a solid color. You can see some discoloration. That's just from the plastic pressing against the charging case. I think it would have been better if the plastic was a solid color, but I will take functionality over looks any day of the week. And let's see, do we have, Alright, had an RTFM moment, or read the fantastic manual. Don't do it the way that I had it, do it sideways. I don't understand why, but well, I don't understand why they did that. But you can see a hole for the charging indicator as well as a protrusion for the USB-C charging port, and it says charging port right there. So I make these mistakes so you don't have to. Alright. So this is obviously going to add an extra step. So you'll have to decide if that's worth it. I think I'm going to stick with this case though. And then if I can turn on my wireless charger, and it does charge through the case. So if you wanted to use this, that would probably be the way to do it. Just charge it wirelessly. That's probably how I'm going to do it. Alright, so I messed with it for a couple of minutes, and I was like, well, can you just reorient this the other way, 90 degrees, so it opens the same way the case does. You cannot, let's see, those two plastic pieces right there that stick out, they line up with two grooves, two indentions right there. Tried doing it this way, but it wouldn't close, so they really want you to do it that way. I'm actually going to try to flip it just to see if that works and see what happens. Alright, so I was able to install it the other way. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it works that way, and I will check this guy. Yep, charges too. So if, I don't know, you wanted this tethered to something on your left side, you might want to flip it around so it would open that way. Yeah, unfortunately you cannot do it. You can only flip it 180, not 90. So the box says it is IP67 rated, dust and water resistant in 3.3 feet of water, up to 30 minutes. I don't have a container that's 3 feet deep. This is, water is at just above 8 inches, but I'm going to go ahead and dunk it and see how it does. It is empty right now. When the Galaxy Buds Live are in it, it's a little harder to close, so I'm assuming that when the case is in it, it's actually going to be more watertight because it's pushing the rubber up against the side there. But let's push it in and see how we do. A little air bubble, but a couple here and there. Squeezing it, but looks like we're pretty good. And yeah, it floats. Alright, had to grab a towel. Let's see how we did. Oh, well, crud. There is one drop right there. That's not too bad, though. You know what? Let me try it off. Let's do one more test just to see if that was a fluke or what. Second dunk test, see how that went. A little bit of water, maybe. Yeah, maybe a couple drops here and there. Definitely the most waterproof one, and it seemed to do a good job. Alright, the last test I'm going to do is just a float test. I'm just going to put these in and see if it floats. I cannot afford another pair of these, so I'm not going to dunk them all the way. I'm going to push them down while the earbuds are in here. I'm just going to see if they float. It does not float. But let's dry it off and just see. I had to switch microphones because I was using the earbuds. One of the earbuds is a mic. Let's get it nice and dry and hopefully... there's a couple of drops of water right there. That kind of sucks. Well, geez, yeah, some water got in. That kind of sucks. But it looks like the earbuds themselves are fine functionally. Just a little water got in. So yeah, don't go diving with these or anything. I'm curious because they were so close to floating. I wanted to see if I took one earbud out, they would float or not. Oh, it floats. So if you've got one earbud out, it will float, which is kind of cool. All right. One last check to see how the waterproof did. Yeah, some water got underneath there. But I'm not seeing any water right now. So, little hit or miss with the waterproofness. Definitely not as waterproof as it says, but again, it is the most waterproof one. Alright, so this is the carabiner that came with it. Again, it's pretty nice, but it doesn't lock. I would prefer something that did lock, which is why I'm going to go with the Nite Ize S carabiner. This is pretty wide, so I'm thinking there are plenty of carabiners or clips that would work. So that about wraps it up for the video. It's disappointing that this was not as waterproof as they claimed, but again, it is the most rugged and the most waterproof that you're going to find, or the closest to waterproof that you're going to find. Thank you so much for watching. This was my first YouTube video, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Let me know if there's another case you like better or something else you want me to review. I will catch you later. Thank you.